Twitter is the Wild West. It's literally an active war zone 24/7, and that has been felt many times in the wrestling industry on wrestling Twitter. It's probably the worst community on Twitter. Wrestlers versus wrestlers, wrestlers versus fans, versus journalists, versus non-wrestling fans, and there have been times where a wrestler's tweets have came into play and ended up actually affecting their career. And today we're going to be talking about a couple of those times that has happened, and people whose careers ended because of tweets. Before we get into it though, make sure to like and subscribe. I'll give you until the 3 count.
Rachel Rose hooks the leg. There it is.
I hope you beat the count, and let's get into the video. In 2015, Joshua Bredel won WWE Tough Enough 2015 and was rewarded with a WWE contract. He of course beat the likes of ZZ, Tanner, Mauda, Patrick Clark, and Alex, and Hank, if you remember those guys. This was a great season of Tough Enough, to be fair, highly recommend. In September of 2015, Josh Bredel was assigned to WWE's developmental tour of NXT. Josh would relocate to Orlando, Florida and recruit to the WWE Performance Center to begin his training. We had a big star upon us. He would make his first appearance for NXT at an NXT Live event on December 3rd, 2015, cutting a promo where he revealed that his new ring name was Bronson Matthews. All that was left to do now was to wrestle and to rise up the ranks and win titles and main event WrestleMania and start his wrestling career. That's all that was left to do now properly, but he kind of killed his chance to even really do that when he took to Twitter in January of 2016. In January 2016, the Social Outcasts would debut on WWE television. No, not Toni Storm, Ruby Soho, and Saraya, but rather Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel, Adam Rose, and Heath Slater. A, dare I say it, jobber faction. Now, I'm not going to get in any trouble for calling these guys jobbers, but someone who did get in trouble for calling these guys jobbers was none other than Josh Bredel. He took to Twitter on their debut to refer to them as social jobbers in a tweet. The tweet simply stated, "Yup, I like it. Hashtag social jobbers." And yeah, this caused a crazy uproar in the WWE locker room. It was Kevin Owens who first started going at him, saying the following: "Look at the veteran here with the big fancy insider terms." Bull Dempsey would then respond to Kevin Owens, "Kev, the kid has to get a reaction somehow. Might as well be by words because we know it will never be in the ring." Kevin Owens would then say he blocked him and that it felt great, and Bull Dempsey would clarify to Josh that he was not hopping in and not fair weather. "Spent 3 months in class with you and always stood up for you when Zero did." Josh responded saying, "I know, hashtag love you," and then Bull Dempsey would respond saying, "Then why bury people who paved the way for you and me? This place was different before you were here, before I was here." Kevin Owens would then state that he is not their peer, and Cody Rhodes would chime in by saying, "Enjoy dressing in the hall, dick, not blocked, banned." And he was banned. Josh Bredel was banned from the NXT locker room following this. Josh would actually wrestle for the WWE though after this, only wrestling 5 matches, all on NXT live house shows, and all of them being defeats. The final one took place on the 7th of July 2016, and he'd stick around for about another year and a half just doing nothing before he was released on November 5th, 2017. Albert Christian Hardy Jr. made his wrestling debut in 2007 and would begin taking on the ring name of ACH. And for the next decade, ACH was a stalwart and a well-known member of the independent wrestling scene, having wrestled for companies like Ring of Honor, Chikara, Dragon Zone, CZW, Impact Wrestling, MLW, PWG, New Japan, and more. And in 2019, after just over 11 years of wrestling, it was announced on February 11th that ACH had signed a contract with the WWE and he'd begin working at the Performance Center. He'd make his debut at an NXT house show that next month and would begin working the house show circuit for the WWE when in June his name was changed to Jordan Miles, and also that same month it was announced that Jordan Miles would compete in the NXT Breakout Tournament where the winner would get an opportunity to challenge for any title in NXT of their choosing. It was in this tournament that Miles would make his television debut and he would defeat Boa, Angel Garza, and Cameron Grimes in the finals of the tournament to win the tournament, and he would choose to challenge Adam Cole for the NXT Championship. He would face Adam Cole for the title on the September 4th episode of NXT, but was ultimately defeated and was unable to pick up the title. But hey, within 1 month of appearing on TV, he'd won a tournament and was wrestling Adam Cole for the NXT title. It looked like he had a bright future ahead of him in NXT, but this match with Adam Cole would actually end up being his final ever match in WWE on TV. Because in October 2019, ACH took to Twitter to criticize WWE for a shirt they released of him. Jordan Myles claims the shirt resembled blackface, and he would publish a series of tweets accusing the WWE of racism. I will keep posting this till my voice is heard. I'm not sorry for anything I say or do. Representation is important. If this is at Vince McMahon and Triple H's vision of me, then this is a slap in the face to every African American performer, fan, and supporter. This shirt is what's wrong with America and the wrestling industry. This prompted WWE to release a statement responding to Jordan Myles' accusations against them. They stated the following: Albert Hardy Jr., aka Jordan Myles, approved this t-shirt for sale. As always, we work collaboratively with all our performers to develop logos and merchandise designs and get the input and approval before proceeding. This was the same process with Albert, and we responded swiftly once he later requested that the logo/t-shirt be redesigned. No t-shirts were sold. And following this, Albert Hardy Jr. would continue on Twitter, publishing a various series of tweets, calling out former Ring of Honor World Champion Jay Lethal, labeling him as an Uncle Tom, and accusing former employer Ring of Honor of racism as well. Titus O'Neil and Booker T would criticize Jordan Myles, stating he overreacted by posting these tweets and going after Jay Lethal. Hardy apologized for his overreaction, but nonetheless, he claimed he would not take back his comments. On November 13th, he posted a video to social media exclaiming that he had quit WWE, stating he refused to work for racists and that Jordan Myles was his slave name. And sure enough, a week and a half later, it was announced officially by the WWE that Albert Hardy Jr. had been released from his WWE contract. In August 2017, it was announced that Lio Rush had been signed to a WWE developmental contract. Up until this point, Lio Rush had been a star of the independent circuit and was ready to make a big wave in the WWE. He would start working in NXT, where he would engage in a feud with the Velveteen Dream, who was his former partner on the independent scene. But very quickly into his WWE run, Lio Rush would get embroiled in a Twitter controversy and would start getting cooked by the rest of the WWE locker room. On October 29, 2017, Lio Rush went on Twitter to make a joke about Emma following her release from the WWE, stating that she was not ready for Asuka, a reference to the fact that she had just recently lost to Asuka mere days on pay-per-view before she got her release. He stated, "I guess these are the things that happen when you're truly not ready for Asuka." An obvious joke, but this caused a lot of backlash from WWE superstars and veterans. X-Pac tweeted, "Sad to see this from you." Bray Wyatt tweeted, "You ain't gonna make it here with the Wolves kid." Even independent wrestlers, Tessa Blanchard, took to Twitter to call him tacky. "Don't think you can talk, Tessa." And members of the NXT locker room would also take to Twitter to criticize Lio. Peyton Royce stated, "Wow kid, didn't you just get here? Professionalism goes a long way." Lio Rush on the same day would tweet out an apology for making this joke towards Emma, directing Emma in the tweet. And this apology didn't really go down well either. "So busy trying to be a comedian, you forgot you're a dumbass." That one was from Dash Wilder, and yeah, as you can probably tell, he had immense heat in the locker room following this. Lio Rush would actually manage to stick around in the WWE for a lot while longer though. He managed to get a cruiserweight title reign under his belt as well. He was released in WWE in 2021 and has gone on to work for AEW, MLW, New Japan and various other wrestling companies.